We begin tonight with the unexpected death of Damian Daniels.
New at 10, a vigil was held tonight in honor of Damian Daniels, his death sparking outrage and calls for change in the way law enforcement responds to mental health calls.
For the first time, we are hearing from the Daniels family.
Eyewitness News reporter Henry Ramos with their fight to protect those who served.
My brother's never lost a battle until now.
Combat veteran Damian Daniels served and survived 2 tours in Afghanistan. Now the 30-year-old is dead. He lost his life at his own home in San Antonio.
I'm hurt.
Damian was shot and killed by a Bexar County Sheriff's deputy. His older brother Brendan says his brother should still be here.
This is a situation that could have been avoided.
When deputies got the call to Damian's home, they say he was experiencing a mental health crisis. Sheriff Javier Salazar says deputies talked with Damian for 30 minutes. At one point, he says the combat veteran grabbed a deputy's taser and didn't comply with deputies' orders. Damian had a gun in his holster on his hip. He was shot twice and killed.
Damian Daniels!
His death has sparked protest and has raised concerns about mental health and law enforcement.
I believe law enforcement should not respond to calls like this.
The family demands for reform within the sheriff's office and says more mental health resources are needed.
Once they realize that a person is in a state of mental health, I believe the proper mental health professionals should be contacted.
Bexar County Judge Nelson Wolf says there are 16 staff members at BCSO trained in mental health.
I thought that mental health professionals should have been sent out there.
He was living his best life and unfortunately was cut off.
The civil rights attorney for the Daniels family is asking for an outside investigation.
There's no way that the sheriff's office should be investigating themselves.
Henry joins us live outside the sheriff's office. Henry, why didn't BCSO send one of those 16 trained mental health deputies?
Aaron, when asked that question, the sheriff says that is not their protocol. Deputies on patrol were dispatched. He also said the deputies that were there did not have time to call up the deputies in the mental health unit. The sheriff also says he believes that the deputies in that unit wouldn't have done anything differently. Meanwhile, the Daniels family, they're calling on Sheriff Salazar to step down. They also hope the district attorney will present the case to a grand jury. We're live tonight outside the sheriff's office. Henry Ramos, KENS 5 Eyewitness News.